In a world woven from twilight whispers and the softest dreams lived Elara. Her cottage, nestled at the very edge of the ancient whispering woods, was a haven of warmth and quiet joy. Fireflies danced gentle ballets outside her window, their tiny lights winking like shy stars, as Elara sat by her hearth, a book resting softly in her lap. The scent of pine and damp earth drifted through her open window, mingling with the aroma of chamomile tea. Everything was as it should be, perfectly peaceful. Yet, tonight, a new sensation stirred the quiet air. A faint silvery glow, no bigger than a dewdrop, pulsed deep within the darkest part of the woods, a gentle beacon against the deepening blue of the dusk. Elara paused, her heart beating a little rhythm of wonder. It was not a firefly, nor the glint of the moon on a spider's web. This light held a different quality, a quiet invitation, and with it, almost too soft to hear, came a whisper-thin chime, like tiny bells spun from starlight, calling to her from the heart of the trees. Curiosity, gentle as a moth's wing, settled upon her. The forest, usually a familiar friend, now held a new, soft mystery. With a quiet sigh, Elara rose, her steps light. She found her oldest, most comfortable cloak and a small, sturdy lantern, its glass polished bright. The whispers of the woods grew a little clearer, the silver glow a little brighter, as she stepped out into the hush of the night, ready to greet the unknown. The forest path, usually clear in daylight, was a tapestry of shifting shadows under the muted sky. Elara's lantern cast a small circle of warm light, making the ancient trees seem to lean in, sharing secrets. The air grew cooler, carrying the scent of damp moss and unseen blossoms. The silvery glow, her guiding star, now pulsed with a rhythmic grace, drawing her deeper into the heart of the whispering woods. Soon, the trees began to change. Their branches, once gnarled and dark, now held leaves that shimmered faintly with an inner light, like emeralds catching the moon. The ground beneath her feet softened, carpeted with moss that glowed with a faint, otherworldly luminescence. It was as if she had stepped through a hidden veil into a realm kissed by dreams. A gentle gurgle reached her ears, leading her to a hidden stream. Its water, rather than reflecting the stars, seemed to hold them within its depths, tiny points of light swirling like liquid constellations. Smooth, iridescent stones lined its banks, humming with a barely audible melody as the water flowed over them. Elara dipped her fingers in, feeling a cool, vibrant energy awaken her senses. Further on, a cluster of tall, slender plants swayed in a breeze only she could feel. Their bell-shaped blossoms, translucent and delicate, chimed together with the whisper-thin melody she had heard from her cottage. They were moon-petals, she realized, rare flowers rumored to bloom only under a very specific kind of starlight, and their song was a call to something profound. As she admired their gentle dance, a small, luminous creature, no bigger than her thumb, fluttered out from behind a moon-petal. It had wings like spun moonlight and eyes like polished amber. It regarded her with a shy curiosity, then began to circle the tallest moon-petal, its tiny body emanating the very silvery glow that had drawn Elara into the woods. This was the source, then, of the light and the chime. The creature, a Glimmerwing, was a guardian of these rare blooms. It seemed distressed, however, fluttering frantically around the tallest moon-petal, which remained stubbornly closed. Its gentle chimes were now tinged with a faint note of sorrow, a silent plea for help that resonated deeply within Elara's kind heart. Elara knelt, offering her open palm to the Glimmerwing. It hesitated, then settled gently on her finger, its tiny warmth a comforting pulse against her skin. She looked closely at the closed moon-petal. It was magnificent, its petals tightly furled like a dreaming spiral, but there was a faint, almost imperceptible crack in its stem, a tiny injury that prevented its full bloom. The Glimmerwing chirped softly, a sound like tiny wind chimes, and nudged the crack with its glowing head. It seemed to be asking her to mend it. Elara understood. This was the gentle challenge, the quiet puzzle. How could she heal a flower made of starlight and moon whispers? Elara thought of the stream, its vibrant energy. She remembered her grandmother's old stories of the forest, tales of the earth's own healing power. Gently, she plucked a leaf from a nearby glowing moss patch, its surface cool and velvety. She carefully pressed it against the moon-petal's delicate stem, right over the tiny crack. For a moment, nothing happened. The Glimmerwing watched, its amber eyes wide with hope. Then, a subtle shimmer ran through the moss leaf, and a faint silver thread of light pulsed from it, weaving itself into the moon-petal's stem. The crack slowly, almost imperceptibly, began to mend, drawing the broken edges back together like magic. As the stem healed, the moon-petal began to stir. Its tightly furled petals trembled, then slowly, gracefully unfurled. It was a sight of breathtaking beauty. Each petal was a translucent silver, etched with patterns like miniature galaxies, and from its heart emanated a soft, steady glow, brighter and more profound than anything Elara had seen. The Glimmerwing danced with pure joy, swirling around the now open bloom, its own light intertwining with the moon petals. And then, from the heart of the flower, a new sound emerged, a melody, richer and deeper than before, like a lullaby sung by the stars themselves, filling the glade with an overwhelming sense of peace and wonder. This was the true purpose of the moon-petal's call, not just to heal itself, but to share its song, a melody of renewal and hope, with the quiet forest and anyone who listened with an open heart. Elara felt a deep connection to this moment, a profound understanding that even the smallest act of kindness could awaken the most extraordinary magic. The Glimmerwing landed softly on Elara's shoulder, a tiny gift of gratitude. The forest hummed with a renewed energy, and the air around the moon-petal thrummed with gentle power. It was a silent testament to the magic of care, a whispered secret shared between a girl, a tiny guardian, and a flower of pure starlight. As the deepest part of the night began to yield to the first faint hints of dawn, Elara knew it was time to return. The moon-petal continued its gentle song, a quiet blessing on the waking world. With a silent goodbye to her new friends, the Glimmerwing and the luminous bloom, Elara turned and began her journey home. Her lantern now seemed less necessary, for the path ahead was lit by an inner glow. The forest seemed softer now, friendlier, filled with the lingering echoes of the moon-petal's melody. The glowing moss and shimmering leaves were still there, but subtly so, as if they knew the magic was a precious secret meant for quiet contemplation. The air, though still cool, held a freshness, a promise of a new day touched by unseen wonders. Soon, her own familiar cottage came into view, a warm silhouette against the brightening sky. It looked just as it had, yet Elara felt different. She carried not a physical token but a quiet peace in her heart, a memory of starlight and song, and the profound joy of gentle kindness. The world, her world, felt a little more magical, a little more alive for the journey she had taken. Stepping back inside, the hearth still held embers, casting a gentle warmth. She removed her cloak, its fabric still holding the scent of moss and moon petals. The adventure was over, but its whisper would remain. Elara settled back into her chair, a soft smile gracing her lips, feeling the sweet embrace of comfort and the quiet promise of dreams, ready to carry her to a peaceful sleep.